What's up, guys? Neil Orfield here, taking a look at Stokastic's MLB DFS Lineup Generator for tonight's slate. While you're coming in, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification button so we can get alerts when our shows go live. If you haven't yet signed up for the Lineup Generator, you can still get it for 50% off your first week using the link in the description of this video on YouTube, or if you're on Twitter, just in my tweet. It's going to be just $4.48 for your first week if you use that link. It'll still be just $8.95 after that first week. Still a fantastic deal for a tool that is only going to give you plus EV lineups. Every single lineup that you get in Lineup Generator has been run through the Stokastic Sims, has been found to be a long-term profitable lineup. Let's start by looking at some DraftKings lineups here. Going to do all stack types, all lineup types. We're going to mix of chalky, balanced, and contrarian lineups here. If I do all lineup types, not going to lock anybody in. All right, first lineup we see on DraftKings, we have Freddie Peralta and Garrett Cole as the pitchers. Let's check them out in the top pitchers tool. Freddie Peralta, number 2 in terms of top 2 pitcher odds with a 25% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. Garrett Cole, number 3 with a 22% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. And then the stacks, we have a 4-4 Red Sox Royals double stack. This one on the chalky end of the spectrum. Red Sox second on the board with a 13% chance of being the top stack. Royals down about midway with a 6% chance of being the top stack. Playing against each other, kind of a game stack here with the Red Sox and Royals. Looks like a good lineup overall. We've got a couple lower owned bats bringing it down. Sal Perez, 7% projected ownership. Olivares, 7% projected ownership. Bobby Witt, 11%. So the Royals bringing down the ownership a little bit on these Red Sox bats. We also have a fairly low owned Garrett Cole. All right, let's save this lineup. Take a look at one more. This one a little bit less chalky than the last one. We have Freddie Peralta once again, and then Kodai Senga as the other pitcher here. Kodai Senga, 4th on the board in terms of top 2 pitcher odds, 17% chance of being a top 2 pitcher. Totally new stacks here. We have actually just one stack. We have a 5-man Rangers stack with 3 one-offs in Montecero, Olivares, and Starling Marte. Fairly low owned Rangers stack here. We have 4% owned Tavares, 6% owned, that's Montecero, 8% owned Marcus Semien, 7% owned Nate Lowe. So a few low owned bats in this Rangers stack. Looking in the top stack, so they're 3rd overall with a 12% chance of being the top stack. All right, I'm just going to go through and save 20 lineups, see what kind of exposure we have after saving 20. We have 60% Freddie Peralta, 55% Rob Refsnyder, 50% Spencer Strider, and then everybody else below 50%. I think I'm generally okay with this exposure level. I might go back, delete a couple Red Sox stacks, try and get below 50% for Rob Refsnyder, but he's only 2.7K on the Red Sox, one of our best stacks here, 2nd on the board in terms of top stack odds. So it kind of makes sense that we're getting to a lot of Red Sox here. I'd probably cut back a little bit, try to find some other stacks that don't include the Red Sox. But overall, I think I'm pretty okay with this level of ownership in a 20 lineup set. All right, now I'm going to go check out FanDuel as well. Same settings. All right, FanDuel, Spencer Strider as our pitcher in the first one. Let's check out the FanDuel top pitchers tool. Yep, Spencer Strider, 14% chance of being the top pitcher, number 1 on the board. Then as far as the bats go, we have a 4-man Red Sox with a 3-man Guardians stack here. Looks like some low ownership on those Guardians. Let's take a look at these stacks in the top stacks tool. Red Sox 2nd on the board with a 13% chance of being the top stack on FanDuel. Guardians pretty low on the board with a 4% chance of being the top stack, but a 7% chance of being the top point per dollar stack at just 3% ownership. Overall, look pretty good. And it's kind of middle of the board in terms of chalkiness versus contrarian. Still projects really well. Looks like a nice lineup here. All right, I'm going to go through and just save 20 lineups and see what our exposures look like at the end of 20 lineups. All right, after 20 lineups, we have 65% Spencer Strider, 55% Adam Duvall, 55% Luis Arias, 55% Rob Refsnyder, 50% Yu Chang. Nobody else getting to 50%. Again, I think I'd go back, probably cut back on some Red Sox stacks here. Pretty comfortable with 65% Spencer Strider. He is arguably the best pitcher, probably the best fantasy pitcher in the game at the very least. So 65%, not a concern for me on Spencer Strider, but I'd probably get rid of some of these Red Sox stacks, maybe go and find some lineups that have other stacks in there, just get them a little bit below 50%. So maybe just get rid of a couple of these Red Sox stacks, spread them out to some other stacks in my set. But again, I'm nitpicking. Every lineup you get here is going to be a plus EV lineup. I like to spread out my exposure a little bit to mitigate risk, but if you just wanted to roll with these 20 lineups, I think that is totally fine as well. You just have to understand that some days you're just going to lose everything you put in there if you play too much of one individual lineup. All right, that is going to do it for this video. Again, if you haven't done so, please do like the video, like the tweet. Thanks for watching. Good luck tonight.